Good morning. Welcome to Mental Health Mondays. So total transparency, last week I acknowledged the fact that I do not script these, I do not rehearse these, I just start and then go until I'm done, or until the timer gets so long that I get worried about it being able to be uploaded in any reasonable amount of time. This morning, we're on take 4. The first one, I didn't like what I was saying, and so 30 seconds in, I stopped it. Second one, dog went crazy and I got nervous about him unplugging my little ring light. Third one, I realized never turned my ring light on, and I do like the way it looks a little bit better. So here we are, transparency. Today, now finally, we will be talking about the interplay of depression and anxiety. So think about, the game Pickle in the Middle, right? There's a child stuck in the middle of two other, maybe adults, maybe kids, depends on the fun, loving nature or the teasing nature, or maybe even the bullying nature, depending on the situation. Someone's stuck in the middle, and the people on either side are throwing something, trying to get the person in the middle to catch it, right? So constant running back and forth. Tug of war. What's happening here? Either side is fighting for something to be pulled over to their side. I went to Hope College. Every fall they have this thing called the pull. It's a really ridiculously long tug of war. Ridiculously, like hours long. But again, what's the point, right? Somebody wants to get the middle knot to their side. This is depression and anxiety. They're constantly fighting over you to keep you tilted more one way or the other. It's not cool, right? So they are the playground bullies. Depression and anxiety are the playground bullies. Whether your particular brand of it is clinical or situational, they work really well together. It is possible that you maybe have clinical depression and situational anxiety, or the other way around. They don't care. Once they know that they have some sort of real estate within your brain, they will play off one another. And this tug of war, this back and forth, this keeping you trapped, running back between the two, trying to take your brain back, is how they function. It's not nice. And it can feel a little defeating, right? Because it's a loop. It's a constant loop. Think about the fact that, let's start with anxiety. So anxiety is the thing that can trap us into, for instance, there's many other situations for this, but for instance, anxiety can trap us into staying home. And once we have enough situations in a row that we were looking forward to and then had to back out of for whatever reason, once we have enough of those experiences, we start to get into the depressive thinking. And all of a sudden, we find that we're not even saying yes to things anymore, because what's the point? And we end up isolating. We end up napping. We end up laying on the couch. Something's on. We're not watching it. We're not listening to it. That's the cycle. And then, the longer we're in that depressive side of things, what's happening to the anxiety? So now, you realize, I can't keep doing this. I have to get out. I can't just stay here and isolate. But now, it's been so long that since you've gone out, that now your anxiety has a lot to play with. Now your anxiety can start telling you new lies. And I'm not going to say what they are because I'm not planting any seeds. But now your anxiety has a whole new batch of lies that you created, that your brain created, while you were laying on the couch or sitting in the chair or whatever you were doing during the depressive cycle. So do you see this loop? It can be unending. So first, to those of you who get trapped in this loop, while we cannot, in chemical depression and chemical anxiety, we cannot 100% manage it on our own, and that is okay. Situational depression and situational anxiety, in both cases, there are a lot of self-management techniques, but in the clinical side, chemical side of things, you need, often, you need some sort of medication, which is perfectly fine. Because what is that doing? Remember, all that's doing is putting your chemicals back where they need to be. That's it. That's all it's doing. Nothing more. Which is why it's okay to take that medication when you need it. There's my dog, again, making all that noise. Okay, so to people with anxiety and depression, let me tell you this. We need help to get out of those cycles, but unfortunately, the only person who can start the process is you. So here's what I need you to remember. Write it on a Post-it note, write it on a dry erase board, paste it all over your house, put it on bathroom mirrors, wherever you will see it. Put it in your car, wherever you will see it, and be reminded of this one truth. The way to break the cycle is to kick it down. When you are in the depression part of it, that is really, really hard. But I promise you that it can be done. And it doesn't have to be extensive. The first kick can be really, really simple. The first kick can be, I'm going to shower today. The first kick can be, I'm going to call a friend. I'm going to call a trusted friend that will make me laugh, or that will say, I'll come to your house. We don't even have to go out. I'll just come to you. The first kick can be, I'm going to take a walk around the block just to get out of my house for 15, 20 minutes. Once you start that first kick, once you complete that, then you start changing the narrative that your brain has been telling you. And you start to recognize, wait a minute, that's right. I do have some control here. I do have the ability to interrupt this and to change it. So try. Make that first kick. If you are supporting someone with anxiety or depression, someone that you suspect is trapped in that loop, be the one to call them and say, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Wondering if you want to get together. How about I come to you? I'll bring us food. We'll hang out. Or I've got a really funny movie or video. Can I come show it to you? Or I'm just checking in. Haven't heard from you in a while. I want you to know that I miss you. These are all things that you can do to help someone get that first kick to breaking that loop of depression and anxiety. Because here's the thing, right? The loop begins because of the thoughts that we tell ourselves, and they just grow and they grow and then they spiral. So when you make that first kick, what happens? The cycle begins to reverse. And now, suddenly, we're able to interrupt it and see, oh wait, I do have control. I have things that I can change. And once you get far enough and interrupt enough, then you can do the, I'm going to go to my resource list of tools, which we all should have. I'm going to call my therapist. I'm going to say maybe it's time to do more than just maintenance sessions, right? Maybe I need a little boost and I need to go for a few weeks. Resource list. I said that kind of off the cuff. So here's what I mean by that. Simple list, electronic, posted around the house, however you need it, that says, on my anxious days, here are things that help calm me, help center me, help bring me into the moment. On my high depression days, here are things that remind me that I am loved, that remind me that I am valued, that remind me that whatever is happening right now is not forever. In this moment, I am safe. That's a really big one for both anxiety and depression. If you can remember that, in this moment, I am safe, right? Past traumas tend to, which by the way is a nice playful cousin of anxiety and depression, can really jump into that loop. Traumas can keep us in a heightened state, telling us that we are always in danger of whatever that trauma was happening again. And so reminding yourself right now, in this moment, here I am safe. is a way to interrupt that. So depression and anxiety, playground bullies, but remember, bullies can be defeated. So who do you need to tell? Who do you need to report it to? Yourself, your therapist, trusted inner circle? Remember that you have to take the first kick. I know it's hard. I know it's so hard, but you can do it. And remember, the first kick does not have to be big or complicated. A simple, I'm going to text a friend. I'm going to walk around the block. I'm going to watch something funny. I'm going to get up. I'm going to make myself some food that takes more than the microwave. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to go get groceries. I'm not going to use an app. I'm going to go get them. What first kick? That's the question. What is your first kick going to be? Put that maybe on your resource list. A little section on your resource list of first kicks. Next week, we are going to begin the discussion on thought control, record player. That's what we're doing next week. And that is going to lead us into a whole series on cognitive distortions, which is fascinating, I think, and how we take control of them. So for now, pay attention to when you might be in one of those cycles. If you are a friend supporting someone, pay attention. Reach out. Offer to go to them for a minute, just to support them. Develop your resource list. Make sure you can come up with a few ideas of what your first kick could be to get you out of those cycles. And that will make all the difference. What are future Mental Health Mondays topics that you want to hear? Leave a comment, because eventually I'm going to run out of ideas. And then do they stop? Maybe, if I don't have more ideas. So leave me an idea. Remember to subscribe at www.katejmeyer.com, www.katejmeyer.com. Subscribe there. When you subscribe, you will be emailed the monthly newsletter, which has announcements, behind the scenes, all kinds of good stuff. November, 2 big announcements. So now's a good time to sign up so that when November comes, you'll be in the know. Be well. You are loved. You are valued simply because you are a created one. Nobody can take that from you. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.